Sup brothers, today I'd like to talk about, first of all, a video I seen by a YouTuber named TheProfessional, and I'll play some clips here and there and I'll talk about them. So, first of all is, of course, so before we get into the Professional's video, pretty much what I'm going through right now is something I've went through before. And let me just fix my hair real quick. Actually, I guess I don't need the headset because I got my microphone standing right here. So the first thing I'd like to talk about, my hair is messing, the floof is taking over, is what's going on right now in my life. So the reason there's not been many videos recently is because Christmas came and then I don't know how to put it, my stepbrother, technically my stepbrother, and they had a child, and I want to actually try and look after that child if I can, anyway. And literally, when I seen her on Christmas Eve, I was like, what is this? What is this thing? It's just in my arms. And in my head at that point, I envisioned future. I tried to envision in my head what this would look like in the future. And what I envisioned was garden party. A big garden party, everyone just chilling out, everyone, nothing going wrong, technically. Just everyone, me and my woman was there, we looked happy. And, of course, my dad was there, of course he was older. And everything looked happy, so I was like, because I've had one of those dreams before where it did come true, I guess not dream, technically vision in my head, and it did happen, it happened, and it was all good. And if you remember me talking about a little dream I had about when my woman, technically, when she betrayed me and when she betrayed my trust, that technically happened. In the last few days, she just randomly decided to end it. And her original reason was because she said she didn't want to wait for something that's not worth her time, or she said she didn't want to wait for something that she didn't need, meaning me. And of course, that broke me inside. Then she said, the real reason is because I like someone else. And of course, that literally, it was like it's like someone took a blade and they just went right in. I felt that pain before, twice. The first one went to America and never seen her again. It was an online one. Second one, same thing, online one. But the second one, she fell for my brother. And when we all met up, it was like she fell for my brother, and at that point, of course, he was taken, so he didn't want her, and she didn't want me, so. And now this time, and it's just like all those visions I seen of us happy together didn't mean anything. But the one bad one I had, well, technically two if you count the time I dreamt something terrible had happened to her, and I was worrying a lot. Of course, she was fine. She was safe. I went to make sure she was safe. It's where I went, literally, as soon as I went back to school, I wanted to make sure she was okay. And then the second one was she betrayed my trust back at school. That's why I never returned to school, because even though how much I wanted to see everyone, I wasn't willing to take the risk of seeing her and her betraying my trust. Of course I wanted to see her. And after that dream, I couldn't go back to that school. So I tried to contact her as much as I could, and then one day she just randomly stopped answering. And, of course, the new year starts with her breaking up with me for somebody else, that's what happened in my dream. That's exactly what happened. Like, it happened, but I was there in real life, so it was kind of different than the dream, because she broke up with me online. But this was all like 2 days ago, and it's still... The reason I wanted to make this video is because I've seen TheProfessional make something like this. And, of course, he's been one of my favourite YouTubers for a while. I like all of his content. I mean, in the video, he talked about how a lot of people just wanted him to make GTA Online content. Of course, I understand where people come from that, because they wanted to see GTA content, but they could have gone to some other creator while TheProfessional was doing what he wanted to do. Because there's a fair line between what the viewers want to see and what you want to do. Like, for example, I want to do Red Dead Redemption 2 videos. And some other people might not want to see that. So I got to respect that. I got to do both sides. I got to do mine, and I got to do theirs. But TheProfessional, like, almost technically got harassed, and there was like saying, if you don't do this content that I want, I will unsubscribe. And that just seems plain unfair for people to do that. Like, if they don't see the content, they don't, like... He even mentioned halfway through his video that he did the same amount of GTA content, but he also did the content he wanted to, like, as a balance. And that is like that is the right way to go. Like, do what you did, but if you want to do what you do, then do it as well. It's like, and then it's like that fair line, but then people still want to see more GTA content, and told him to stop doing the content that he wants to do. Now that... Thought someone was in my room then. It's a fan. Of course, he wanted to do... It's just like, say, Red Dead content, for example. He could do that, but also what the viewers want to see. Technically, like he was doing. But people said that the content he wanted to do was technically making him not upload GTA as often, which I couldn't tell at the time. Like, I couldn't tell. I enjoyed his Red Dead content when he first did it. I still like it to this day, because Red Dead's just one of my favourite games. But after these past few days, the depression is starting to, like, kick into me anyway. And it's just like, all the things I did for her, and all the things I left for her. But I'll be back. I just can't believe it. The promise that we both made to each other, I guess she couldn't keep her side. I could have waited, I'm not gonna lie, I could have waited another year. I could have waited another year, 3 years, at least I was gonna see her again. But I guess she couldn't wait, and her temptations got to her, and yeah. Now all I want is a front row seat to watch how this one ends. Because if she can just pick up and leave me for no reason, I don't see a real reason why she did it. But she did. But let's get back to technically what TheProfessional was saying in his video. He said at one point that he was thinking about quitting YouTube.
It just got to me, and it was at the point where I was like, I'm just gonna stop YouTube entirely. Like, I was just thinking to myself at the time, don't worry, I have no plans to stop YouTube now.
Hi, Future Me here. I'm so glad you didn't actually stop YouTube. I don't think this will get big enough so you'll actually see this, but if you are somehow watching this, I'm glad you didn't stop, because I don't know how to say it. You're one of the best content creators I've ever made, and I don't think I'll ever get as good as you. I don't think I'll ever get to be that good at any type of content. So I'm glad you've not stopped. Keep on doing what you want to do. Keep on. Don't let anyone make you think that what you. I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm trying to say. Don't let people, let the negative people, try and change you, because they changed me, and I changed for the worst. And please don't let anyone do that. I'm so glad you're still doing content. I'm so glad, and hopefully you still do your great content in years to come. Anyway, back to the video.
But it was just that at the time, like in 2019, I was thinking like, maybe I'll just stop this entirely. Like, I wasn't gonna delete the channel or something like that, but I was thinking like maybe I'll just stop this entirely, because it's like people only want to see GT Online content. I don't feel like constantly doing GT Online content, and whenever I try to do something else, people will lash out at me. I know there was people that were supporting me. For me, is not going to, you know, change my mind on this. And this is what a lot of these people didn't understand. They would just, and I'm not the only channel that goes through this, guys. There's a lot of other channels that when they're basically set up on just one type of when they're one type of game, like Call of Duty or GTA, and then they try to differentiate from that and they try to play like a different game, some of their audience reacts very negatively to that and will start threatening to unsubscribe, insulting them, you know, being nasty to them. And, you know, really for what? Just because the YouTuber wants to try something different?
That's been a thought of mine for like a while. Like, of course, I don't make as many views, I don't have as many subscribers as he did at the time, so it'd be like technically understandable for a YouTuber like me to just pick up and leave, because it'd be more logical than, of course, him doing it. But if you watched the video, then most of you can understand why he was thinking about it. But I'm glad he didn't, because I still watch his content to this day, of course. I'm glad he didn't, because he's one of my favourite YouTubers. I have a lot of favourite YouTubers, like, for example, well, he's not an old YouTuber. Technically, Markiplier. He's one of my favourites as well. Mr. Beast is also a good one. I like him. Just a lot of YouTubers nowadays, they don't have the rhythm as the originals do. Like, for example, Markiplier, of course. He still technically is the same, and he keeps the trend going. Mr. Beast, great YouTuber. I've always enjoyed his content. And then back to TheProfessional, just classic YouTuber from back when I used to be a GTA kid, about 3 to 5 years ago. And I just, oh god, I do have to admit though, I did sometimes just go there for the GTA content, because the way I found his channel was, of course, through GTA content, like most of us did. But I'm glad that he now does what he wants to do, because trying to make someone do one type of content, it shouldn't be. And we should just everyone us as a community, because I'm technically part of the community, I'm not really a success yet or anything, but us as a community should respect what he wants to do. Same with every YouTuber. And I'm glad that he now does what he wants to do, instead of technically people saying to him he needs to do this and he needs to do that. It's like the community, like some parts of the community anyway, are like a bunch of angry dogs. Like, we want this and this and this. And then when you give them this and this and this, they want more of this and this and this. But then there's the other half of the community which care and they want to support you. Like, for example, I have a tiny community right now. It's about, I'd say, 5 to 10 people, maybe even less. But those 5 to 10 people, they mean the world to me. Like, I wouldn't be anywhere without them, and of course the rest of my family. And it is still painful to me because, of course, of as what's happened, and I still haven't got my full skills back, and I've not got much of anything back, to be honest. Like, these last few days, I'm not even gonna lie, these last few days, I've just been sitting on my bed, literally, just like, I've just been like this. Because I'm just that depressed that I can't even do what I like to do. I can't. As long as I've got everyone to support me through the way, then I'll be fine eventually. But these next few days or even weeks, I'll just be sitting there, either sad or just playing out loneliness. But that's when all of you come in as a community, because I know the tiny community I've got will want to see those videos. So that's what picked me up to make this. Like, the new microphone, the new webcam was still in the box, and I just unpacked them today and set them up right here to make this. Because the professional making his video inspired me to make this one, because he's one of the people who inspired me to make YouTube in the first place. Like, originally I wanted to be just a GTA Let's Player, but then in 2020 when my game choices like changed, like my view on all the games changed from everything GTA to everything Red Dead. And if you all want to see GTA content, I will try and make it. But at the same time, I'm going to continue with my Red Dead content, because that's the thing I enjoy doing. But, of course, I've always wanted to start a GTA Let's Play. Let's be honest. I've always wanted to start one. The only issue is that... The only issue is that, of course, if I do it and then I don't enjoy it, I have to continue it, because I don't like leaving Let's Plays, like, unfinished. I've got a few that are unfinished, but I'm planning on returning to a majority of them now that I've got that and this. Like, it really depends on which Let's Play you'd like to see first. Continue with Continue with GTA 4, The Lost and the Damned. Continue with GTA 4. Continue with Red Dead Redemption 2. Start GTA 5. Or start a new Let's Play altogether. I do have a few more than that, like, for example, the Minecraft Let's Play I did. The few episodes I did that. Or, there's a lot of things I could do for, of course, the community. But it depends what you all want to see first. I don't know how to make polls on YouTube, so I couldn't put it through a poll to see what you all want to see. But that's pretty much about it, because the professionals video, I said I was going to talk about it at the beginning. I've talked a little bit about it, but I'd like to get back to that. So, when he first, in the first 10 minutes of the video, he pretty much said how about, like, when he started his YouTube career and when he was going through in college and stuff like that. Now, the main part that I know is about 16 minutes in. I'm only just talking about the main part. Pretty much, he mentioned how in his video how he didn't know what to do with his life. That's technically me at this very point. I don't know what to do with my life. Everything I wanted to be, I just got put down. For example, becoming a full-time YouTuber. They said I'd never make it. They said I'd just be a train wreck. And at one point I pretty much was, but then I don't know what picked me back up at that point and started making more content. But something picked me back up and I wanted to continue. And then, and the next one was become, like, play in a band, for example. But then I never got any bass guitar lessons until Christmas. I've now finally got bass guitar lessons, so that's something I could actually pursue if I'd like. The next one was, of course, scientist. I can understand why people put me down on that one because, let's be honest. And then another one was forensics, blood splatter analyst. And then the last one was... This one was like a little old joke of mine. This was one I said when I was about 5 years old. Astronaut. And then when I moved to my last school, technically they said, no, you'll never become that. It's not a possibility. I'm like, oh, why not? So yeah, everything that I said I want to do in my life, I just got put down and down and down and down and down. And now, I'm in college now, but I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know where to go after college. I don't know if I'll even make it through. But I don't know what I want to do. I really don't. There's a lot of things that I thought of that got put down, but of course, at this very point, I have no idea what I want to do. Technically, how TheProfessional said when he made his video. He made his video talking about his past. Technically, his past is my present. And I have no idea what I want to do. But one day, hopefully I see my goal. Hopefully I see my goal of 1,000 subscribers, because that's just, I've always wanted to make it to 4 digits, because I know, my original one was 6 digits, so 100,000, mainly because it seemed like an accomplishment to me back in the day, but then I thought, that just seems too much. So my original was 3 digits, but I've got there, and I actually made it, and now... Heard something moving. But now that I've made it to 3 digits, my next is 4. I want to make it to at least 1,000, because it'll be an accomplishment of mine. Hopefully one day we'll make it there. Hopefully one day. But right now I just don't have any confidence to make videos after what happened in the past few days. This radiator is getting really hot. I'm going to have to tell them to turn it off after this video. But yeah, tell me what you guys think, and I'm going to link TheProfessional's video in the description, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.